Welcome to a live stream of a show that I usually do pre-recorded, but technically I guess not the same show. I guess we're in a different program now. I guess we're in a different spot, huh? That's pretty fun and exciting, I guess. Scary? Not really. Sweaty? Probably. Oh my gosh, I just took a shower, which is why my hair is wet, and I did not put on deodorant, which means that I have to not sweat because I'm not going to ruin taking a shower for this, for a live stream, which is what will happen. So I did a little stream before and didn't record it. I think this one will record. Doesn't matter. I expected it not to for the most part. Now I know how to set that correctly. But only patrons saw the painting that I did in it, and it wasn't very good. And I guess I'll mention right off the top, if you want to ever support me on Patreon, patreon.com/SpecialRutabaga. All my links are there. I don't know. My website's k11r.github.io, but that is inconsequential, not important. I mean, it's important, but I mean, I feel like when you do something and mention those things, you kind of have to do some things to deserve to mention the stuff. I feel like I gotta put on a little show, maybe, I don't know, do a little dance. I'm not referencing that song. So I've been trying to figure out how to Twitch stream. And that's probably obvious. Oh, I get it. I get it now? I get it now. I kind of don't get it. I'm still learning Paint 3D, which is a program that I made something in the other day that I posted to YouTube. But we're not on YouTube anymore. We are on YouTube, but on the other stream that I don't think anyone tuned into. If you just happen to, and I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. But I was saying how I love to try new things, and I think it's important to try new things. And sometimes stuff doesn't really work out the way that you think it will. Whoa, that's not good. Sometimes, in small creator land, you just got to try new things, and nothing is guaranteed, but I don't know, especially in that range of being a creative person on the internet, you got to expect to not do well at first. And I don't know, sometimes I get stuck, it seems. Sometimes I get stagnant. I feel like I just don't know what I'm doing. I feel, whatever, you feel lost. But I feel pretty much better when I figure out something new and I get good at it. And then until that doesn't work, I feel fine. I feel like I'm doing something that might make a difference or might make people happy or something. And I guess that's the goal. I would say that's the goal, if I can be so forward to say that's the goal of trying to figure out how to make stuff that enriches people's time and they can hang out to, whatever. Especially as a non-binary person, and creating an atmosphere where it's you can hang out and not worry about what I'm gonna say about gender or whatever. Anyway, I'm trying this out, and I think it'll be fun. I'm having fun already. I love this program. It's a fun thing, very fun, and I've been messing around with it a little bit. I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with this. These past few streams, I haven't really had anything to talk about. So it's just kind of been, riffing. But I mean, technically, if there was people in the chat, then that might make for some good things. I don't know. It's really endless, the stuff you could potentially talk about, I guess. But yeah, it's probably something I should be doing. I've been thinking about streaming for like probably years, honestly, ever since I started making content online and trying to like brand things, I suppose, or be like, okay, I have an idea and I have like a target audience, and I kind of like, I just have an idea, right? Ever since I've thought about that, people have told me that I should stream. And obviously people tell you stuff and you're like, oh yeah, that might be great. And then like probably the first times that you do that, you're like, I thought it would be a little different than it is, right? I thought I would get more viewers because everybody was telling me that I would do so good on YouTube or so good on Twitter or whatever. That nobody told me that. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like people tell you things and then it's just kind of no. Sometimes you I like that you can edit this though. It's pretty cool. Yeah, stream looks good. I look disgusting. This is the face that I make in the mirror at myself whenever I walk by it. I feel like I just did that to my camera, which is my iPhone. That is my like work device for brand purposes only. Weird. So I'm learning this program, right? Trying to get the hang of all this. I think I'm doing okay at it. I don't know. This is my third time. Ooh, love how gross that is. This is my third time working in it. The last painting that I did, which was a stream that doesn't exist now, I'm assuming, was less of the 3D shapes, but I feel like if I'm going to be in this program, I got to be messing with the 3D, you know. I think that's the jam, honestly. And I don't know. I just have been enjoying. It's very like accessible for me, and I hope it's accessible to watch. But it's very accessible for me to like, hopefully, to turn all this on and like just mess around in like a program like GIMP or like 3D Paint like this. It seems doable. I also have to remind myself to like not talk too close to the mic because I'm always freaking riding the mic. That's just something I notice about myself, but that's okay, I suppose. I have been trying to figure out this program, and it's been fun. So, not much else to talk about. I'm gonna try to put this on YouTube as well. I know that ooh, gosh, we love dull metal. My goodness. Wow, that's fun. I feel like I hear the mailman outside. Mail didn't come today. Don't think it's the mailman. It's mail person. Always gendering mail people. Oh, it was the UPS truck. I know my motors. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Yeah, that's also kind of funny that I say mailman because there's a song on a project that I'm still working on the art for that I keep talking about like every chance I get because it's constantly looming over me, but like I did it to myself. It's fine. And it's I have a song on that called Male Tulpa, Sexy Male Tulpa, and it kind of deals with everyone calling. It doesn't deal with it, but it references how in America we always say mailman, and it should probably be male person, and it's not. And I don't know. That's about it. I'm excited to get that stuff done though. I wanted to work on that stuff on that album today. Like, all that needs to be done with it is the artwork for 2 albums, but instead I worked on a tattoo that I've been putting off working on for myself. And sometimes that's just how it is. And now it's like the end of the day, and I was gonna film something else if something came in the mail. Then it didn't come in the mail, so now I'm here testing the stream again. The other time that I tested it was earlier this morning, and I don't know. I think, ooh, I like that. Weird. I think I'm just gonna try to make like gross art like this, to be honest. I know that's possibly not appealing, but, and I also haven't checked out who else is doing, if anyone's doing abstract live art on Twitch, but I think this is just going to be my little spot from now on, because I've been doing, for a while I was doing Instagram, IGTV, 10-minute videos. I was like making art, talking along with it, and editing it down to 10 minutes at first. And that was a little hectic. But then I don't like the crayon brush, actually. Maybe I'll just make this black. But then I think like the first video that I did it with was, I love how it looks like spray paint, because it is a spray paint brush. That's great. First video I did something different was the NB speedrun, non-binary speedrun, where I was like, I had like a bunch of thoughts about like non-binary basics. This was a brush that I was really digging on last time. I don't know if it really fits with this vibe. And basically, like, I had a sped up hour-long drawing. Like, I'm really connected to the hour-long drawing. I like to draw for around 45 minutes to like do a visual piece of visual art. And I have been like talking along with it, and then I have to edit an hour down to 10 minutes. That's too much. But for the non-binary speedrun, I'm like, I should just do like film the thing and then have me talking and do it separately. So it's like a person like talking over a like a sped up drawing thing. Like, people do that all the time. Even like drama channels or like investigative channels and whatever. Like, I've seen it so many times. Sometimes they usually don't do the split screen because that kind of doesn't make sense. I understand how it doesn't make sense a little bit, but I just kind of found myself doing that more so recently. And but now I'm kind of like, I don't really want to do that unless I have a reason to do it. And a lot of the time I don't really have like a reason or a topic, and I just like to mess around in a program like this. And I think that's fine. Like, I don't know. I don't really, I just don't know. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm doing, but I have a pretty good idea right now of this. But would anybody watch this? I don't know. A lot of the other stuff that I thought about, I really hope nobody listened to the other live stream, because this is basically the same thing I was saying on the other one. I'm getting warmed up, okay. All the other things that I kind of enjoyed working on, I also would have thought that they would be watchable to a very certain specific demographic, and it just ended up not connecting. The algorithm didn't hit right, it's fine, whatever, that always happens. And there's no one to blame but myself, honestly, and just luck, I guess. It's fine. So I am like, may as well just like throw new things at the wall instead of throwing old things at the wall, if that makes any sense. Because it's really easy to throw old things at the wall that you know how to do. It's very easy. And I think I'd just rather not, to be honest. I would just rather not. I would rather do something that feels fresh. And if it clicks with anyone, so be it. But it kind of, that looks like a person with a Kind of just don't care if it doesn't, because I would also understand why it doesn't. I would also understand why all the stuff that I've ever made doesn't get, because on the surface a lot of things are just like ugly or quirky or whatever, but that's just the vibrational wavelength that is on. What can you do about it when things are like that? I don't know. I don't know the answer. And I don't think it's important to really know the answer, because I see a lot of value in other people's stuff when they just follow whatever they're doing. And then sometimes it's not great. Other times it's like really great, Other times it's like people just accidentally falling into things that are amazing looking. And I love that for them, and I love that when I see it. I really appreciate when other people make content that I can really get with and understand and relate to. So that's like, who knows what the future holds, right? I wonder what this button does. Oh, mixed reality is probably like Oculus type deal. You can't see what I'm seeing. I basically just froze my window. Very cool. Maybe we should check how the I don't want to do this. No thanks. Okay, we're back. I'm back. You probably didn't see any of that. As I breathe into the mic. Yes, very cool. Very cool. Very professional. I'm not a professional. Never was. Never will be. What does that even mean? So I think this is working. I'm pretty sure it is. And that's really encouraging for me, because this feels fresh. It feels funky. It feels new. I don't know when I'll have time to actually stream more, but I technically do. I'd probably put just as much time into this as I would making whatever else. So that's kind of nice. It's kind of makes me feel good about it. Makes me feel like it's doable. Because the other stuff that I do, takes me like an hour to actually do the thing, and then I don't know, editing takes another hour. Yeah, if there's and there's like very little input at the end from other people or whatever. So if there's any way that I could possibly build a community, gotta stop saying I watched this Minecraft, the most popular Minecraft thing ever, Waddles, and he always goes I feel like that. Love some good Minecraft vids. Love Waddles. Very fun. Yeah. Maybe I should stream Minecraft. The only issue yeah, I don't know if I could do that. The only issue is it's always on Pocket Edition on a tablet, because I got my little tablet rig, and it's pretty much perfect, and there's not much else that I need, and I don't have $30 to go spend on Minecraft for my PC. And I kind of like being able to take it places. It's technically not a tablet. It's like one of those hybrid laptops that has Android on it. And technically, if anything ever happened to it, I could just play Minecraft on my phone. I don't think I'd want to do that. There are some weird quirkies with Pocket Edition. I gotta get some new colors in here. This palette is not the best. I'm just using the default palette. But we're experimenting. This is like my second time trying to work like 3D things into a composition. I just like how 3D stuff looks, and I don't like how this shape looks, honestly. But I can never figure out, wait, what would happen if I, whoa, That's wild. I could probably snap into that somehow. Huh. How interesting. Oh gosh, I messed it up. Can't. It's gotta be perfect. How do I snap? There we go. Snwap. Very cool. That's fun. Wow, that's like really fun. Kind of just figured it out by accident. That's how the best things are figured out, to be honest. Very cool. Very neat. I do like this program. I don't know if I'll stay in it forever, because I feel like there's probably a look to this chaos. Ah, that's how we select. Okay, I don't like it. Gotta make sure I don't look too disgusting in my facial region. Now there are some shapes that I could like lay down. Oh, got some very cool pixelization. Will probably go away. Oh, it doesn't. Huh, that's kind of shocking, honestly. This program is very like cleaned up, but ooh, I can do Bezier curves. What? Oof. Why is it so pixelated? My goodness. Ugh, that's disgusting. I think I'll just stick to something else. Ooh, I should stream that C64 program. That would be like really fun. See, I like when I start to like get ideas. Oof, gosh, of things that I could do. I'm not done with this yet. That was nasty. Not done yet. Where's my tube size? That sounds dirty. Polished metal? Like stainless steel? Oh gosh, that's industrial. Ew. That was a weird laugh, but it was also like the sound of pure joy. I wish it would translate to how I do it originally. I hate like the smoothing feature, but I don't think I can turn it off. That's pretty cool. Metal horseshoe vibe. I was wearing a metal horseshoe shaped like this in my nose. Septum retainer. It's technically what they're called, but I've seen them like worn by a few people pulling it off. I don't know if I was ever one of those people, but I do like the concept of it. I don't like the actual wearing of it, because if it hits, it's basically like your septum piercing goes on the bottom part here, and then the things go out, and sometimes it gets nudged sideways, and that's an issue, and you got to not do that. Sometimes it gets pushed, which is not very fun. There we go, satellite radio. Isn't that Black Eyed Peas song? No one's hopped in the views yet, but it's chill. I don't expect that. Don't cry for me. Is that a song? Everything's a song, That's my brain. Everything's a song. Yeah, I used to wear that septum retainer. It was okay. You can find videos of me wearing it, but I don't think I'll go back. I found like my perfect setup for everything, pretty much, for the most part. Oof, I missed it. Trying to make a square. Just trying to make a square. Don't like that it's pink. This looks like a pedestal, which is a thing I interact with sometimes because I do art, quote unquote, art handling at a museum. Sometimes it's really not that serious though. It's more like amateur, personally. Like in my case, I'm not hired to do that specifically, but sometimes that's a side job thing that I get paid for. And yeah, the art that's there is on things like this that are painted white most times. I don't know. We're at 27 minutes. I guess I'll go for longer. I think I have to not be doing this by a half hour. Probably. I feel like I still have to figure out how to tie these images together. I haven't really figured that out yet. I do like how there's like the lighting of it though. Hope the music is not too loud. Still trying to get the settings right on this, but this is my second time streaming ever. Cut me some slack. I don't think anybody's not cutting me slack. Hopefully. Also trying to like decide what tools that I like here. Yeah, I mean, the only thing with KidPix, which is a program that I've made videos in the past, the only thing with that is that it takes up a good amount of processor trying to run. You have to run like a emulator for, oh gosh, what is it? Mac OS 9. So you got to run a OS 9 emulator and run KidPix within that. I mean, I don't know why I'm explaining it so like this is a big like it's really not that big of a deal. It's a very basic thing. Though I do like the oil paint feature on this though. It's a very basic concept. It just takes a lot of processor power that I could be using to do other things. I don't really know how heavy of a load my setup is under right now though. The video card seems fine. I'm not going to go inspect things now though while I'm literally on stream temperature wise, but yeah, I should probably run some tests. But I don't know, this feels fine. This doesn't feel too wild. Everything's working. I've been doing it for half hour. My face looks red because this light that I put, well, it could look more red, I think, because what I do, I got one of these Ziploc bags with the blue Sharpie, but it didn't really like do too well. I don't know. I used to have one that it melted onto the light bulb, and so I had to like obviously kind of make a new one. But after it melted, I kind of got sick of it. What if I bounced? Ow. If I bounced the light off the ceiling? That's actually less ridiculous looking. It's still ridiculous looking. Oh my gosh, okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter how I look. It's really hard to make me look good. I think, to myself. We'll figure that out later. I guess I'm just gonna do this now, you know, like, I guess this is what we're doing. My friend Skellyfish, Evie, was like, you should join me on stream one time, because they stream, I don't know what their channel actually is, Skellyfish probably, and, yeah, they stream, and we, like, randomly text about stuff, and they were like, you should come on stream sometime, and then I just thought about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, streaming, great, cool, sure, and, now we're here. It just kind of, like, entered my mind more when they said it, so that's cool. Now we're here. Thanks, Evie, for freaking getting that in my brain. I should follow you on this platform. Make my presence known, and then we can dual joint stream. Now that I figured out how to set my whole deal up. I don't know. I don't watch anybody that streams. I guess I watch some like live recaps of people sometimes, but yeah, I think this would be a lot more fun with people in the chat maybe. But I don't know. I think about like Minecraft people who stream, and like sometimes people give them like suggestions and stuff. Like, I don't know if I really need suggestions. I guess if I made it That sounds so weird. I guess if I made it clear that I'm not really like, I'm just messing around and like I have a very specific way of like making art. Maybe if that was the setup, it wouldn't be weird. And I don't know, but maybe it would be weird trying to make a picture and read the chat the whole time. I just feel like more people could know about the things that I'm trying to do. I don't know. There's a weird thing in my head with like micro celebrity fame of like technically, I always think about that, and I like in a bad way want it, but then I realize how bad that would be. You know what I mean? I know that I don't want it inside, but then I think about it and I'm like, oh, but like, you know, that could help me get to my goal where I'm making something, supporting myself from my creativity, making people's lives better, making their days better, etc. That could lead me to my goal, but also I'm like, I know that there's no way that it's that pure intention, that like there's no part of me that wants to have that for to like get attention and to, you know what I mean? Like I have to, there's got to be something inside me that's like doing that for selfish motives, I guess, or like egotistical motives, or I don't know. But like the ego stuff is weird because I know that I think I definitely have like a critic thing inside me. Like I am my own critic for sure. I don't know, but then there's like other things like that I understand that I'm kind of good at. Like not this is bad, but there's other stuff that I'm like, okay, like clearly I've been doing the thing long enough and I know how to do it, and proud of my ideas, coming up with things that I feel are original, and by that I'm like, okay, like maybe I'm good at that, like or not even maybe, like I'm good at this thing, this hobby, whatever it is. There's a few things in my life that are like that, but then I'm like, okay, so is that like egotistical to be that way? Like, is that a bad thing that I think that? And I don't think it's a bad thing if you quote unquote know that you're good, because you could know that you're good and then be bad at it. Like that is a possibility. Not like it even matters. Like why does it matter? Also, if like you're enjoying the thing that you're doing, who cares? Like what is the whole like good at? I don't know. It probably relates back to like productivity and capitalism and stuff, where like that is championed, or even like in school where it's like, you know, the best people are like the brightest, and that's how you know your self-worth, which like isn't necessarily true. And translating that to creative stuff is very like, why even do that? You know, because when creative stuff like relates to capitalism and that whole mindset of like production and doing that stuff, it gets really weird. And a lot of times it's way more harmful than helpful for the people involved, because technically like every creative person should probably have a chance to be doing that with their time, you know. If you're creative and you have like just drives to make weird pictures on the internet, you should probably be allowed to do that. I don't know, like if that's just your thing, I don't know. Who's to say that you can't do that? But then there's the mindset of like, get a job, you know. And for me, I have multiple jobs. I don't spend every hour of the day working on multiple jobs that aren't my self-interest in like art and like growing a brand and whatever. Even that stuff, it's like, why am I phrasing it growing a brand? Because it's like the capitalist thing of like, well, this could take me places, but not this. But you know what I'm saying? Like me being a creative person, if my goal is to support myself from being a creative person on the internet, you know, how do you make that happen? It looks like a lot of different things, and you know, sometimes things don't work, sometimes they do work, you never know. So I don't know, just existing, I guess always existed under capitalism is very strange. But I messed up. I'm done messed up. I don't even know how I got there. And that would be helpful for a live chat if I could just ask you what I was talking about. I knew I was going off on so many tangents when I did it. But, I don't know. Regardless, we're here. We are trying to make a space somewhere. Do something, do a thing, do the creative thing. I don't know. I just have a lot of fun. And if I could continue to wake up every day and like somehow have fun and somehow make people's lives better, like why not? But you know, it's weird to get to that place. But I don't want that to be the only thing I talk about in this live stream, because it's my first live stream that actually will probably get recorded, and that would be kind of annoying if I just talked about one thing. Should I name the show? That's another thing. I don't know if I should like name the show, brand it in a certain way. Maybe, I don't know, because like whatever I'm making is going to be ugly, so maybe that has something to do with it. I was talking about that on one of my other YouTube vids the other day. I'm like, should this be like its own thing? Yeah, I can't believe I figured this out, because I don't have a webcam, so I figured out with Windows it's really easy, because I used to not have Windows, now I have Windows. I used to be Ubuntu only, Linux only on all my machines, but now it's easy. And I figured I wasn't that easy to figure out. There were a few little hurdles, but you know, not unmanageable. I figured it out, got it, and we're here now, and I feel pretty good about this. I feel pretty good, not pretty bad, pretty good. I just feel like maybe this program in particular is gonna run out of like interesting things to do after a bit, but that's fine. There are endless programs. I was saying to someone who commented how on a video that I put out a few days ago actually, how I kind of like really enjoy being fresh in a new program that I don't know how to use, and you know, trying to like, this is even more extreme because it's live. I can't just like stop talking and cut it out. I mean, this is also probably easier to put out there, because I suppose I don't necessarily need to like edit it down. What's the point in editing? Because I'm talking the whole time. I try not to stop talking because I love to do that. I do say a lot, but I guess I should practice not saying a lot. Yeah, I don't know, like, I have these crutches that I conversationally use, but that's okay. I don't know if that's quite a hard turnoff for other people watching. I mean, like I said with the Waddles thing, he does a lot, and at first, not to pick on Waddles is great. I don't want to pick on anybody for stuff like that ever, jeez. But I am used to it now, and I watch his videos, and it's almost like comforting to me now. At first, I was like, why is this person saying so much? And now I'm like, where's that thing that he does? So I don't think I have anything like that besides just having a weird like monotone voice. I don't know if anybody would be particularly interested in me saying like, and you know, we all have these kind of issues with our speech. I don't know if they're issues though. They're just like how you talk, and that's kind of, it's definitely difficult to like weed out. And I've also heard other entertainers weed it out. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I've heard people kind of come into the game and they just are on a podcast or something, and they're just like going, and they're never saying like or They don't have that thing. And I guess that's enviable. I don't know. I wish I could do that, but I definitely can't. Let's do a few more shapes, and yeah, I think 45 minutes is a good time for this, you know. So let me try to get this done by 45 minutes. Well, actually, I then think about how I probably have to edit a few things out, so I could go longer if I needed to. Yeah, so this is the first live stream. Thanks for watching. Nobody live, but nobody knew about it. Oh, I was going to say a while ago that in terms of like when I could probably do this, I just feel like it's weekdays in the daytime, unfortunately. But that is when that's when I can do it. So that's probably when I will do it. You know, I understand that probably not many people. Who knows? I don't care if this ever becomes a lucrative thing. I will probably definitely care, because I need to care, because lucrative is life. I need to pay rent. But at the same time, right now, I just need to be okay with screwing around and not caring too much, because when I start to care too much, I start to do things that don't make me happy, and I start to, you know, how much can you do that until your life just falls apart? And like, I don't know. I think about that a lot, and I think about how that hasn't really happened to me too hard in my existence out of, I went to college, a 4-year deal that included community college. I'd say 4-year, like it's a school that I got sent off to freshman year. No, but, you know, I did college. I did the college thing. And after that, I was like, okay, what are we going to do? And then, I don't know how long ago that was. Maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And now I'm like, I'm still thinking that way of like, what am I going to do? And I've done so many things and gotten a lot of like really neat opportunities. A lot of stuff has happened that I'm really proud of, right? But I always think about it and I'm like, oh, like in terms of my goals, in terms of, I just thought I'd be somewhere else by now. And you know, maybe that's like wishful thinking, maybe whatever, but it doesn't change that. That's how I feel a lot of the time when I think about it. And sometimes it's a little bit like, why are you thinking that way? Why does it matter? You know, but it matters because a lot of it, because I am legitimately an adult, and the amount of money that I've made is like very scary in terms of like how much I could have been making at a real job, quote unquote real job, whatever. You know, there's a lot of pressure in that. There's a lot of pressure for some creators on the internet, because creating stuff for some people is like kind of, for me, I feel like it's kind of all I can do. I know that I don't want to sell myself short, but my brain works in a certain way, if that makes any sense. I have like certain things that I like, that I dislike, like anybody. And some stuff just really like breaks me down, and I don't know, life isn't all about having fun. It is about challenges. There's so many balancing sides to that, but some stuff I'm just like, I can't, you know, I try it out, I do it for a little bit, and sometimes like things snap. When I start to dread stuff, it's just like any like bad job that you have. When things start to get bad, I start to question stuff, and be like, is this worth it? Because usually it's like minimum wage jobs. That's what I'm trying to say. Like usually that stuff is not worth it for my time or the money, technically, if I think about it logically. But in my head, usually I'm like, no, like I deserve this. I deserve to do whatever. Like, why should I have a nice job, or like why should I have any of that stuff, you know? I haven't like proven myself, whatever. But technically, I feel like I may have in terms of like art stuff. Like I've been around, I've been doing stuff, just randomly for myself. You know, I'm on a path. I've been here, and I still don't know where I'm going. So the more that I think about it, I'm like, I do deserve something. We all deserve something, but that's the thing. We can't get it as creative people. Not all the time guaranteed, and that's not fair. And that sucks. Not even for me. For people who deserve the attention more than me, who are just way more ahead of the curve than me, who are less privileged than me. There's like so many things that I can, and so many people who deserve it more, to have eyeballs looking at them. So I'm just trying to figure out a balance of like, am I doing the right thing? Will my pictures, will my images, will my ideas ever brighten people's days, or I don't know, make them feel not alone? Or I'm sure there's a million ways it could pan out into something positive for people. I also think that this needs another shiny ball. I guess that was polished metal in the middle. Metal in the middle. Blue ball, no pun intended. Ooh, at the end of that string. Yes. That's right. That's not wrong, that is right. And I think that's where we're going to end it. Very cool. So, thanks for looking at this hair. Thanks for sticking around. First live stream ever. What's up? Hope everything was bearable, tolerable. Thank you for watching. My name's Kier, aka Kirsten Rutabaga. Kirsten Rutabaga on Instagram, k11r.github.io is my website. And what else? Patreon.com/SpecialRutabaga is where I attempt to make a thing that is a cohesive community of somehow I get support and it's money. Let's see. I also have like a coffee. I don't think that anybody knows about that, but it's the same thing. Coffee.com with a //specialrutabaga. What else? I'm kind of exhausted after this. I don't think I sweat though, which is cool. I have very sunken eyes. That's better. We'll have better lighting next time. Whoops. I think that's all the links. MoldyNB on Twitter, _ somewhere in there. Thanks for watching. Hope this recorded. Love this. See you on the next one.